What if your current reality is not a fact, but an old assumption you've forgotten you're making? And what if you could select a new one right now? You have been taught to chase wealth, to work for it, to fight for it, to pray for it. But that is the path of struggle, the path of the servant. Today you learn the path of the master. There is a power within you that does not chase, it does not ask, it does not hope. It simply assumes, and its assumption becomes law. By the end of this message, you will not be the same person who started it. You will understand how to bypass the world of effects and go directly to the cause of all life. You will learn to feel the reality of your win, long before the world shows you the proof. You've been told a story of lack, of effort, of chasing things that are always just outside your grasp. You've been taught to want, to desire, to pray to a God outside of you for what you crave. But that entire story is a dream from which you are now awakening. The truth is, you attract nothing, you don't pull things from the outside in. You simply decide what you are, and the world conforms. It has no choice. The power isn't in wanting, it's in assuming. It's in the silent, unshakable conviction of what is already true within your own consciousness. The universe isn't a marketplace where you bargain for goods. It is a mirror, reflecting the face of your own inner state. So, stop begging. Stop chasing. The operant power of the universe isn't outside of you. It's who you are. It is your own I am. And what you attach to that I am, with feeling, becomes your law. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. This is the great secret they never told you. The key is not to change the world, but to change your assumption of yourself. Your words are hollow. Your affirmations are empty echoes in a void unless they are drenched in the feeling of their truth. You can repeat, I am wealthy 1,000 times, but if your inner world, your consciousness, is vibrating with the feeling of lack, you are only affirming your poverty. Your reality is a harvest of your dominant feelings, not your dominant words. Feel the difference. The state of wanting is a state of lack. The feeling of hope is an admission that you do not yet have. The true creative power is a state of being. It's an assumption. It's the quiet, knowing, inner acceptance that it is done. This is not pretending. Pretending is looking at your empty wallet while trying to convince yourself it's full. Assumption is closing your eyes, turning away from the world of shadow and illusion, and feeling the deep, silent, inner thrill of being wealthy, of being the winner. Your consciousness is the only reality, and your feeling is the language it understands. What are you feeling right now? That is what you are creating. Now, go deeper. This power has a name. The ancients called it God, but its true name is I am. That is you. Your awareness of being is the one and only creator. When you say I am poor, you are not describing a situation. You are decreeing it. You are taking the sacred, creative name of God and clothing it in the rags of limitation. You are the high priest of your own life, and every feeling, every assumption, is a prayer that will be answered. There is no other power, no one to change but self. Your world, in its every detail, is your own consciousness objectified. It's your inner state pushed out. So when you look at your bank account, you are not seeing a fact. You are seeing a past assumption, a memory of a state you once occupied. And you can remain in that state, or you can choose a new one. The selection is yours, the power is yours. The very feeling of I am is the key that unlocks any door, any reality you can conceive. It's not just a part of you, it is the totality of you. Here's what changes everything. You must stop identifying with the evidence of your senses. The world you see is the dead past. It's the solidified form of old assumptions. To look at your current reality and let it dictate your inner state is to condemn yourself to repeat the past indefinitely. The great work is to turn your back on Caesar's world, the world of facts and figures, and enter the inner world of imagination. You must assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. What would it feel like, right now, if you had just won the lottery? Not the screaming and shouting, but the quiet, deep, inner relief. The security, the freedom, that feeling. That is the key. You must occupy that state, live in it, sleep in it, think from it, not of it. When you think of a state, you are separate from it. When you think from it, you are it. And once you truly occupy a new state, the old world of lack begins to dissolve. It has to, but that's only the surface. What you assume is not just a passing thought. It's a new dwelling place for your consciousness. You are literally selecting a new reality to inhabit. You are moving to a new home. People believe they need a sign, an external event to give them permission to feel wealthy. They are waiting for the winning ticket to appear in their hands before they feel like a winner. This is the grand illusion. You are the one who gives the permission. You are the one who generates the feeling, which then commands the ticket to appear. The feeling must come first. The assumption is the cause. The external manifestation is only the effect. So you must dare to assume, dare to feel what it is like to be the person you want to be, long before the world shows you any proof. This is the essence of faith. Faith is not belief without proof. It is loyalty to an unseen reality. Loyalty to your new state. So, how is it done? This assumption is not a shout, it's a whisper. It's a silent, secret affair between you and your I ams. You don't announce it to the world. You don't try to prove it. You simply decide. Right now, in the stillness of your own mind, you can close the door to the world of senses and enter your true home, consciousness. And there you can claim what is already yours. Feel it. Assume the feeling of being outrageously wealthy. What does that feel like? It's a release, a deep, profound sense of peace. The frantic search is over. You've arrived. This is the secret ceremony. You are not asking. You are not hoping. You are accepting a truth that has always been available to you. You are selecting a state of being just as you would select a piece of clothing. And for this moment, you wear it. You feel the texture, the fit, the reality of it. You are not becoming wealthy. In this sacred space, you simply are. This is the great chasm between assumption and pretense. To pretend is to wear a mask, knowing that beneath it, the old face of lack remains. Pretense is an act, and it is always accompanied by the feeling of fraud. It is tense, effortful, and draining. But assumption is different. It is a true inner transformation. It's a surrender. You are not trying to convince yourself of anything. You are yielding to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You are allowing the state of wealth to permeate your being. It's not a loud, boisterous excitement. It's a quiet, unshakable knowing. A subtle, inner smile. The kind of peace that comes after a long journey is over. It feels natural. It feels right. It's the feeling of coming home. When you are truly assuming a state, you are not thinking about it anymore. You are simply living in it, and it feels like the most normal thing in the world. Now go deeper. You must learn to live from the end, not toward it. Thinking of the lottery win keeps it in the future. It makes you a pursuer. You must think from the win. This means your mental conversations, your inner world, must now reflect this new reality. If you were already a winner, how would you think about your day? How would you look at the menu in a restaurant? How would you plan your future? Your thoughts would be colored by a sense of freedom, of ease, of infinite possibility. You wouldn't be worrying about paying the rent. You'd be deciding which continent to visit next. This is the inner work. You bring the future event into the present moment and make it a psychological reality. You live it now, in imagination. You walk through your day clothed in the feeling of this new reality. And your inner conversations must be consistent with this new identity. You are no longer Jane or John who wants to win. You are Jane or John, the winner. The key to making this assumption stick, to making it solid fact, is the feeling of naturalness. At first, wearing the robes of a millionaire might feel foreign. Your senses and your old habits of thought will scream that it's a lie. Your job is not to fight them, but to ignore them. Your job is to gently, persistently, return to your assumption. You do this by feeling it, again and again, until it becomes your default mood. The most potent time to do this is as you drift off to sleep. Lie down, and in that drowsy, suggestible state, bring up the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Feel that quiet thrill of security. Feel that peace. Marinate in that feeling until you fall asleep in that state. If you do this consistently, night after night, that new state will begin to feel more and more natural. It will become your new home, and soon, the old state of lack will be what feels foreign and unreal. Here's what changes everything. Once you have successfully planted this seed in your consciousness, once you have assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled and it begins to feel natural, you let it go. You drop it. Your work is done. You have performed the one and only creative act. You have impressed your subconscious mind with a new conception of yourself. Now, you must trust the law. You walk in the faith that what you have assumed, what you have felt is true in the inner world, has no choice but to objectify itself in your outer world. The how, the when, the where, these are not your concern. To worry about the means is to admit you haven't truly assumed the end. Your assumption, if it is sustained, is the operant power that will move heaven and earth. It will open doors. It will inspire actions in you. It will orchestrate events in ways you could never have planned. And so, the inner shift begins its sacred work. Your internal feeling is not just a feeling. It is a creative command. It is the substance from which all realities are born. Think of your consciousness as fertile, dark earth. Your assumption, drenched in the feeling of its reality, is the seed you plant within it. Once planted, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust the process. You know that deep in the darkness, a silent, intelligent power is at work, organizing everything necessary for that seed to burst forth into the light of your physical world. This is not a metaphor, it is the law. Your belief, your sustained feeling, is the blueprint. And the world of form is the obedient servant that builds your life precisely according to that inner design. There is no escaping your own creative power. Your inner world must and will be projected outward as your experience. This transformation doesn't always arrive like a lightning bolt. Instead, it unfolds. As you persist in the assumption of being a winner, you will notice a change in the flow of your life. The world will begin to speak to you in the language of your new state. Coincidences will occur that are perfectly tailored to your assumption. You'll overhear a conversation that sparks $1 million idea. You'll feel a sudden urge to go somewhere, only to meet someone who holds a key to your desire. A forgotten debt will be repaid. These are not accidents. This is the bridge of incidents that your own I am is constructing to lead you in a perfectly natural way, to the fulfillment of your assumption. These are the signs that your inner work is bearing fruit. Your only job is to recognize them as the workings of the law and walk confidently across the bridge you have created. Now, you are encouraged to live from a profound sense of gratitude, but this is not the gratitude of one who is hoping to receive. It is the profound, quiet gratitude of one who has already received. This is the ultimate test of faith. Can you say thank you for your wealth before your hands can touch it? Can you feel genuine thankfulness for a victory that your eyes cannot yet see? This feeling of gratitude is the seal upon your assumption. It neutralizes all doubt and fear. It aligns you perfectly with the reality of the wish fulfilled. Walk through your day with a silent, secret prayer on your lips. Thank you, Phil. Feel the relief and the joy of having already received everything you desire. This gratitude is a powerful confirmation to your own deeper self that the new state is your true and present reality. It is the feeling of it is finished. Here's what changes everything. When you successfully shift your inner state, you are changing your very essence at a vibrational level. You become a new person, and this new person attracts a new life. You cease to be a chaser of wealth and become a living magnet for it. In your old state of lack, you were a magnet for more lack, more bills, more debt, more frustration. But in your new, assumed state of abundance, you radiate a different signal, and the universe, which is only yourself pushed out, must respond. Money and opportunity are not things you run after. They are energies that are now drawn into your orbit because you are a vibrational match for them. People will want to help you. Doors will open where there were only walls. You are not doing anything different on the outside. You are being something different on the inside, and that beingness has an irresistible magnetic power. But as this new reality begins to dawn, as the first rays of your fulfilled desire pierce the darkness of your old world, a shadow will rise to meet it. This shadow is the sum of all your past beliefs, your fears, your doubts. It is the momentum of your old state, fighting for its survival. It will whisper to you that this is all a fantasy, that you should look at the facts of your senses and return to the comfortable prison of your former self. This is the great test. It is the dragon at the gate of your new reality. Understanding this law is the first step, assuming the state is the second. But the final, crucial step is to overcome the doubt that rises from within and the dependence on the world without. This is where true mastery is forged. The greatest enemy you will ever face lives between your own two ears. It is the voice of doubt. It is the echo of every limitation you have ever accepted. As you begin to claim your new state of wealth, this voice will rise like a ghost, pointing to your empty pockets, your unpaid bills, the reality of your situation. It will whisper, "Who are you kidding? Be realistic." This voice is the hypnotist that has kept you asleep for so long, and your great work is to disobey it. You must understand that this voice is not the truth. It is only the past. It is a recording of old assumptions. You do not fight it. You do not argue with it. You simply ignore it. You turn your attention away from it, as you would turn away from a madman on the street. You are the master of your own inner house, and you have the power to choose which thoughts you will entertain and which you will starve your attention. This brings us to the most common pitfall, the trap where millions of souls are lost, the desperate need for external validation. You are waiting for the world to give you permission to feel good. You are waiting for the lottery ticket to be confirmed before you feel like a winner. You are looking at your reflection in the mirror and waiting for it to smile first. But it will never happen. The world is a mirror. It has no choice but to reflect the face you are making now. To wait for the outside to change first is to misunderstand the very nature of creation. You are the cause. The feeling you generate within you, right now, without any evidence, is the cause. The external world is only the effect. So stop looking outside for proof. The proof is the feeling itself. Dare to feel it first. Dare to be the one who smiles at the mirror, knowing with absolute certainty that the reflection must, and will, smile back. Here is a secret that will set you free. Wealth is not an amount of money. It is not a number in a bank account. Those are merely dead symbols. True wealth, the wealth that creates worlds, is a state of consciousness. It is a feeling. It's the feeling of freedom, of security, of ease, of knowing that all your needs are met, and you have more than enough to spare and to share. A man can be a billionaire and feel a constant gnawing lack, and another man can have very little in his pocket, but be so established in the consciousness of abundance that the world bends over backward to shower him with riches. Your goal is not to chase the symbols. Your goal is to achieve the state, embody the consciousness of wealth, feel what it feels like to be free. Once you have captured that feeling, that inner state of being, the symbols have no choice but to that appear in your world. They are compelled to follow. So, how do you let go of the old habits of doubt? It is an act of loving, inner discipline. When a thought of fear or lack arises from the depths, you do not wrestle with it. To fight it is to give it your energy and make it stronger. Instead, you practice the art of revision. You notice the thought, and then you gently revise it. If the thought is, "I don't have enough money," you close your eyes for a moment and replace it with the feeling of, "I have more than enough. I have a lavish, steady, dependable income." You don't do this with force, but with a gentle, loving persistence. You are training your mind like a garden. You are pulling out the weeds of lack and planting the seeds of abundance. Each time, you refuse to entertain a negative thought and instead return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You are weakening the old state and strengthening the new one. You are letting the old man die and allowing the new man to be born. This inner discipline is the very foundation of your creative power. It is the act of choosing your reality moment by moment, thought by thought. Once you begin to master this inner conversation and refuse to bow to the tyranny of doubt, you can begin to make your outer world an ally in your transformation. You can start to arrange the stage of your life to reflect the inner truth you have chosen. You are no longer waiting for the world to change. You are actively molding it to conform to your new assumption. This is not about faking it. It's about living it. It's about bringing your external actions into alignment with your internal identity. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where your new state begins to take on flesh. Now, you must anchor this new reality in your world. You begin to consciously choose actions that support your inner assumption. This is not about spending money you don't have. It's about a shift in quality. It's choosing the slightly better coffee because you are worth it. It's putting on music that makes you feel powerful, triumphant, and alive. It's about how you carry yourself. Walk as if you own the ground beneath your feet. Sit in a chair as if it were a throne. These small, deliberate acts are not for anyone else's eyes. They are messages to your own subconscious mind. They are physical declarations that you are no longer the old person living in lack. You are the new being living in abundance. Each act is a nail that helps to fix your new state of consciousness into a permanent reality. You are building a temple for your new self, and every action is a sacred brick. You must dress the part and speak the part. Dressing the part doesn't mean buying expensive clothes. It means caring for what you have. It means wearing your best outfit on a normal day, simply because you are celebrating the life you now possess in your imagination. It's about carrying your body with a posture of success. Head up, shoulders back. You are a king, a queen, walking in your own domain. And your words, your words must align. You must banish the language of poverty from your vocabulary. More complaining about prices. No more gossiping about lack. When someone asks how you are, your automatic response, born from your inner state, is wonderful. Everything is working out perfectly for me. You speak from your victory, not about your struggles. Your words are decrees that either reinforce your old prison or build your new palace. Choose them wisely. But the single most important element in all of this is consistency. One night of assuming wealth is a fine start, but it is not enough. You must be relentless. You must be disciplined. This is not a magic pill. It is a new way of living. Every single day you must renew your vow to yourself. You must take the time to feel the state of your wish fulfilled. You must monitor your inner conversations and steadfastly refuse to entertain any thought that contradicts your new identity. It is this persistent, unwavering return to your assumption that generates the creative power. It builds a momentum that becomes an irresistible force. It's this consistency that dissolves the old world of lack and crystallizes the new world of abundance. You are not hoping for a one-time event. You are creating a new, permanent state of being. And through this consistency, you're not just manifesting a single event like a lottery win. You are building something far more valuable, a consciousness of perpetual abundance. The goal is not just to get a fish, but to become a master fisherman. By consistently living from the state of wealth, you are transforming your fundamental identity. You are becoming a person to whom wealth flows naturally, easily, and constantly. You are no longer a cup waiting for a single downpour, but a living fountain from which abundance perpetually springs forth. The lottery win ceases to be the goal and becomes just one of the many wonderful expressions of your new state. You are creating a constant, unending flow of all good things into your life because you have become the source of it within yourself. You now hold the keys. You understand that your consciousness is the only reality. You know that you create not by attracting, but by assuming. You have been shown how to feel the state of the wish fulfilled, how to live from the end. You know how to turn your back on the shadows of doubt and the evidence of your senses. And you know that through consistent, faithful practice, you can install any reality you choose. The power was never outside of you. It was never in a book or a teacher. It has always been your own wonderful human imagination. Your own I am. You are not a victim of your life. You are its sole creator. You are not learning something new. You are simply remembering who you truly are. You are no longer observing your life. You are creating it from within. The reality you desire is not something you will earn. It is a state you will assume. So, the only question that matters is this: what reality will you feel is true right now? Let me know in the comments below. Declare the state you are now choosing. And if this message awakened the creator in you, subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you never forget who you truly are. This journey is just beginning. The next video on your screen will take you even deeper into your own power. Click it now and continue the awakening.